Welcome to Cosmic Eternity Channel. My dear friend, I'm truly grateful that you're here today. Before anything else, I want to tell you something that might reach deeper than words. Heaven doesn't look at you searching for mistakes or reasons to condemn you. The divine gaze upon your life is one of wonder, tenderness, and quiet admiration. The angels do not stand in silence because they are distant. They do so because they are in awe of the strength and beauty unfolding in your journey. They've watched as you did something few souls ever dare to do. You chose truth when it would have been easier to hide. You chose love when pride seemed louder, and that choice did not go unnoticed. Heaven leaned closer, recognizing the quiet courage of a heart that refused to give up. It's often said that even angels long to understand the mystery of God's work within humanity. You are part of that mystery, living proof of something eternal and unexplainable. When you stood on the edge of exhaustion, heaven was watching. When everything inside you whispered, "Give up," but you took one more step anyway, the universe itself fell silent in respect. The angels saw those nights when you cried alone, believing no one would ever know. They saw the mornings when your body ached, yet you still rose with determination in your soul. And in those unseen struggles, they discovered something extraordinary, a faith that endures even when no one is watching. It wasn't your public triumphs that caught heaven's attention, but the unseen battles you fought in silence. The small decisions, the quiet acts of kindness, the love you gave without recognition, those are the moments that shine brightest in the spiritual realm. If your life were a melody, there would be notes so delicate that only heaven could hear them, the sound of patience, compassion, and forgiveness whispered in secret. And those sounds rise like music through the heavens, more beautiful than any song performed before a crowd. Anyone can sing when surrounded by applause, but keeping the melody alive in the dark requires something rare. That's what you've done. You didn't let pain turn your heart cold, nor let disappointment steal your faith. Through betrayal, loss, and heartbreak, you chose to remain true. In a world that glorifies anger and revenge, you stayed aligned with love. Your endurance became a force that vibrates beyond time, a testimony written in light. Heaven marvels not at your perfection, but at your persistence. You kept saying yes to life when you had every reason to quit. That is what makes you chosen, remembered, and celebrated among the stars. The angels who have seen galaxies born and worlds formed still stand in awe when they look at you. Because even after witnessing creation itself, they rarely encounter something as pure as a human heart that still believes. They have seen countless souls surrender to despair, curse their faith, or close themselves to the light. But then they saw you still standing, still hoping, still loving. And they knew, this is a greater miracle than any cosmic wonder, so do not underestimate the value of what you've done. Every quiet act of forgiveness, every moment you chose compassion over bitterness, it all mattered. Heaven recorded it. The universe applauded what you thought went unseen. Soon, what was hidden will be revealed. The seeds you planted in seasons of hardship are about to bloom. What once seemed invisible will become undeniable. You are living proof that faith can walk through fire and emerge shining brighter. You are the vessel that kept pouring out love even when you felt empty. You are the warrior who chose peace, even while bleeding. And know this, you are already walking under a blessing that cannot be taken away. God's hand never left you, even when you thought you were alone. Every breath you take is proof that purpose still flows through you. In my understanding, this message is a reminder that divine love isn't earned by perfection or performance. It's revealed through endurance, sincerity, and quiet faith. I believe heaven values the moments no one else sees, the nights we choose hope over despair, forgiveness over resentment, love over bitterness. To me, that's where true spirituality lives, not in grand gestures or recognition, but in the unseen strength of a heart that keeps believing. I see this as a reflection of how God measures the soul, not by success, but by persistence, not by flawless actions, but by the courage to rise again after falling. It's a deeply humbling thought that even angels, with all their brilliance, stand in awe of human resilience. And in that, I find peace, knowing that my quiet efforts, my silent prayers, and my unseen kindness have never gone unnoticed by heaven. Many people think that blessings only arrive wrapped in miracles or surrounded by applause, but the greatest ones often come quietly disguised as perseverance and unseen strength. Every act of faith you made in silence became a testimony that heaven has already turned into something eternal. Divine blessings rarely appear in their full form right away. They begin as seeds planted deep within, long before the harvest. You've carried those seeds for a long time, and now the ground beneath your life is beginning to open. What once looked dormant is ready to awaken. Soon, you'll sense the shift. The atmosphere around you will change, not because the world suddenly starts paying attention, but because it will finally recognize what heaven has seen in you all along. This favor won't stay confined to one area. It will overflow. Where you once saw lack, abundance will emerge. Where you felt exhausted, peace will begin to settle. The challenges won't vanish completely, but they'll lose their power to weigh you down. Grace is now doing the heavy lifting where your strength once failed. You'll notice doors opening without resistance, opportunities appearing naturally, and calm replacing the chaos that used to surround you. This isn't about luck, it's about harvest. It's the return of the choices you made when no one was watching. It's heaven rewarding the quiet faithfulness that never asked for applause. And the most beautiful part is this: you won't have to chase it. Favor isn't something you earn, it's something you carry. You already have it. You were chosen for it long ago. When that favor starts to show, some people won't understand. Those who overlooked you will sense something different in your presence. What they'll be feeling is the reflection of divine glory resting on your life. Every moment you were underestimated or dismissed wasn't wasted. While others saw stillness, God saw preparation. Where people saw delay, heaven saw development. Now the world will witness what heaven has always known, that you were chosen, sustained, and shaped for this exact moment in time. You don't need to wait for proof of God's love. You already live inside it. You don't need to search for evidence of His goodness. You are the evidence. The miracle isn't coming from outside. It's been within you all along, simply waiting for its time to be seen. Think of a tree in winter. When it loses its leaves, it isn't dying, it's preparing. The same has been true for you. What looked like loss was actually the deepening of your roots. Life has been growing quietly beneath the surface, and now the season is shifting. The fruit that once seemed far away is almost ready to appear. You'll soon notice that effort turns into ease. What once drained you will no longer hold power. Doors will open not because you forced them to, but because they were always meant to. Heaven's timing and earth's timing are aligning, and you stand right in the middle of that divine rhythm. Don't question the transformation when it begins. Embrace it with trust. Every tear you shed, every whispered prayer was heard and recorded. Heaven never forgets the ones who remain faithful. Eternity carries no debt. Every seed you've sown will return multiplied. Stand firm, not with passive waiting, but with confident expectation. Watch as divine favor expands into every corner of your life. You'll see health restored, relationships renewed, finances balanced, and a deep, steady joy filling your heart once again. None of this will be coincidence. It will be the natural result of divine faithfulness, the unfolding of promises made long before you could see them. And when this new season fully arrives, you won't just be changed, you'll be whole. The love of God has been shaping you quietly all along, and now the world will finally see what heaven always knew. My dear friend, that time is near. Soon everything around you will reflect what was already written over your life long ago. You were never forgotten. You were never alone. You have always been loved, and you have always been blessed. From my spiritual perspective, this message speaks to the quiet power of divine timing. I believe that what looks like waiting or delay is often sacred preparation, the unseen work of grace shaping us from within. To me, the seasons of silence are not signs of abandonment, but invitations to trust more deeply. I've come to understand that blessings rarely arrive with fanfare. They unfold through endurance, surrender, and faith that refuses to fade. Every hidden act of perseverance carries eternal weight, and every unnoticed moment of love becomes a seed that heaven nurtures. When I reflect on it, I see that true favor isn't something we chase. It's something we embody. The divine doesn't reward performance, it honors persistence. And what God begins in silence, He always completes in glory. That, to me, is the essence of this truth. The unseen faith, the quiet choices, the patient heart. These are the places where eternity touches time.